What's up gamers, Ditzy here, and welcome back to another Apex video. Which is what I would say if I've ever done Apex videos before. Today's video we're going to be talking about who Kuben Blisk is, when we've seen him in the game before, why you should care about who he is, and how he may impact the game in the future. Let's get right into it. Who is Blisk? So a lot of people will not know who this is. He was a major character in the Titanfall games, and Titanfall and Apex, for those who do not know, are made by the same company and they take place in the same universe. For those who haven't played Titanfall before, I'm one of them. I've just tried to get enough research in. Kuben Blisk is the leader of the Apex Predators, who are a group of paid mercenaries hired by the IMC and him on robotics.
That's the problem with teams. If you don't win together, you die together.
In the Titanfall games, you're part of the Resistance, and you're trying to fight back against the Titans and IMC and him on robotics. So you end up fighting Kuben Blisk in his Titan form. And no spoilers here, the game's been out for a while, so if you're worried about Titanfall spoilers, just skip over a few seconds here. But the Titanfall 2 ends with Kuben Blisk recruiting Cooper at the end of their fight to the Apex Predators.
It's your lucky day, hero. I'm not going to kill you. I don't work for free. But you don't get to kill me either. Yeah, you earned this, eh?
Kuben Blisk becomes a commissioner for the Apex games because the war's over in Titanfall and all that good stuff. I've probably missed so many important details about Titanfall. If I have, I'm sorry to any Titanfall fans and players. If I've missed anything, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Where were we? So Kuben Blisk became a commissioner for the Apex games, which basically means he went out to create the Apex games as we know them. So he went out to recruit legends, to prepare stages, basically all that good stuff. Moving on, let's talk about his appearances in the actual Apex Legends games. While he may not be a major character that a lot of Apex players recognize, because if you haven't played Titanfall, chances are you have no idea who this is. I had no idea who this was until Rampart's graffiti started hitting World's Edge, and I was like, who is this man in the mural? I need to know more. And I did some research, and now I'm sharing the knowledge. The first time we see him or hear him is actually in Apex Legends' release trailer.
They kill you. They're better. You kill them. You're better.
When Season 4 first started and Respawn was introducing Revenant, they released some screenshots on their Twitter of a PR agent of the in-game Apex Legends games to Hammond Robotics, and in one of the screenshots we can actually see a conversation about the said commissioner being missing and assumed dead. The commissioner they're talking about is actually Kuben Blisk, who is the commissioner of the Apex games. So at this point of time, we know now that he's been missing for years. We have no idea where he is. Some theories are that he was even missing when we first saw him, like he was sitting in a bar drinking, like is he really doing his job recruiting? So he could have been even, he could have been in hiding the first time we even saw him in the release trailer. Again in Season 4, something that made players start to wonder if Kuben Blisk was actually going to be involved in the games was in one of the loading screens. All of them have like a brief description that go with it. One of the ones that was depicting the restaurant where Revenant killed Loba's parents is actually about, I would say like a reporter talking about this restaurant and how it's so nice and how it's going to cost lots of money, so he's going to have to keep bidding in the Thunderdome to make more money. And in the end, he says that he's putting his bets on Kuben Blisk. So it makes players start to wonder, is he joining the fight? You know, like, what's going on there? It is very important to take note of the fact that in the early days of the release, data miners actually found information about Kuben Blisk being part of the games as a playable legend. So that's been in the mix from pretty much the release of Apex Legends. Finally, we've seen him again in the past couple weeks, the very end of Season 5, when Respawn was starting to hint at a Rampart introduction. They added all the graffiti across the map, a bunch of sorry not sorries, and there's one that's a mural of a man that a lot of players didn't know who it was, but those who, again, were active in lore and played Titanfall knew exactly who this man was. It was Kuben Blisk that Rampart had graffitied onto a wall, added a little crown, and the words, "Won't let you down." So when this first came out, there was a lot of speculation about what this meant. Some people thought it meant that Blisk was dead, some people thought it meant that Rampart was coming looking for Blisk, or she was just a huge fan of Blisk. But after the release of Stories of the Outland with the endorsement, we get to see why that's a thing. At the end of the video, after Rampart's shop has been set on fire and she's attacked and she's laying half dead on the floor, Kuben Blisk walks through the flames to hand her this invitation to the Apex Legends, which actually ends up mirroring the exact scene from the end of Titanfall 2. Well, I can't say it mirrors exactly, but I will put the two side by side on screen and I'll let you guys decide what you think, how closely they're related.
Well, you put up one hell of a fight.
It's your lucky day, hero.
But it's your lucky day, eh?
Yeah, you earned this, eh?
You earned this. Let's get you benched.
Let's just take a sip before we go on. We've been talking. Next, let's move into why Kuben Blisk is so important now and why we've seen so much of him. End of Season 5, we have the graffiti on the walls, we know Rampart is coming, we can see Blisk on the wall with the words, "Won't let you down," so it's like, what's gonna happen here? Many fans who felt like Kuben Blisk was gonna be too old to join the games, as Apex Legends takes place anywhere between 10 and 30 years after the Titanfall game, so it's expected that Blisk has at some point aged, and maybe he's not at tip-top shape like he was in his prime days. But as we can see from the endorsement, Kuben Blisk looks pretty good for his age. His white hair does give away the fact he has aged, but that man walking through the fire, he looks pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, that man could fight in the games. I totally believe it. So there are quite a few fans still hoping to see Kuben Blisk being added as a playable legend. And there's a scene in Rampart's cinematic trailer that may hint towards Kuben actually being added as a legend. Behind Rampart in one of these scenes, we can see blueprints for a hand that is also seen at the beginning of this video. So if we really want to get into conspiracy theories, we see this hand in blueprints, we see this hand on the table when she is first talking to Bangalore and Gibraltar, and that hand is actually holding a nice little golden palette, golden, I don't know what you would call it. Really, but on it we can see it has the exact same crown as Rampart has put on some of Blisk's murals that she has graffitied around town. So don't know what that's all about, but it's not gonna be the first time that Respawn has showed us a legend and then introduced them in the next season. For example, we first saw Loba in Season 4 when they introduced Revenant and he killed her parents, and next season we have Loba as a new playable legend. So who knows what's going to happen with Kuben Blisk. I think it would be interesting to see a new character. I don't think we have many older legends, like Crypto will call Mirage old man.
Hope you know how to count, kid.
Try and keep up, old man.
Old man.
Whoa, kid, it's me! It's the old man! I thought you were gonna kill me! I'm not an idiot!
But I'm gonna tell you right now, he is not that old. I don't think any of them all look that old. Maybe Caustic looks a little old, but I think those are just his years of experiments. Moving on. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you want to see Kuben Blisk as a playable legend, or who you think the next one Respawn will add is. If you think that I've missed anything about Titanfall or how important Blisk is to the games, also feel free to let me know down in the comments. I am also learning about Titanfall and Kuben Blisk, so there's probably a lot that I missed. But hopefully you'll leave this video with a better understanding of who this random character is that we keep seeing in videos and hearing voiceover trailers. and you have a better understanding of why he will be important to the games, who he is, and his connection to Titanfall. If you guys made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you, I love you, and here's to many more to come. Don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe. I think I fucked that up, but you know what I'm trying to say. So until next time, gamers, keep gaming. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
I like my sweatpants and I cannot lie. They cover everything, yeah. You can clip this all you want, but you can't see no panty.